Oh man, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Hey man, I know I said I was gonna start putting put my lives on my pages, but hey man, none of that shit matters to me. You know what I mean? I keep it on my profile page. If we get to, you know what I mean, get some money off this shit, cool. But that shit is very irrelevant right now. Right now, I'm coming to y'all to ask y'all to pray for my boy Nard, man. Like, hey man, it really saddens me to see the pictures of Nard, let alone imagine what he's going through right now. You know what I mean? Like, if anybody know my history, y'all know my whole comedy career started with Nard. You know what I mean? Like, a few people don't heard me talk about this before, but today I'm gonna give a couple of people they flowers, starting with Nard. You know what I mean? Like, anybody that know my real history know me and Nard met at open campus, our senior year of high school. And when I met Nard, he was silly as fuck. He really was. He was very silly. And we hit it off from day one. You know what I mean? That's one of the people that I can really say was a true friend of mine. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows wherever you seen me at, you seen Nard. You know what I mean? So, man, I remember the man used to work at Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? We might have ate Chick-fil-A goddamn damn near every day of the week because he gonna make sure whatever food that they got to throw away, he gonna make sure that shit don't go to waste. You know what I mean? He gonna call me to come down now closing time and all the food that they had left over. Hey man, he gonna make sure that we get some more, so make sure we can eat. You know what I mean? So hey man, our history go way back, man. Like, Nard actually started comedy 2 weeks before I did. The first time he went on stage, he called me after the fact and told me, "Hey man, you ain't gonna be where I just came from." And I'm like, "Well," he like open mic comedy, and I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Club Vegas back then. And I told him then, I said, "Hey pimp, let me know when you're going back, man. That's something I always wanted to get into, but I never knew how to get into it." So the second week, the next week, he went again. Again, he called me after the fact, and he was like, "Hey man, hey Black, I'm telling you, man, this open mic comedy, man. This is." I said, "Pimp, I told you to come get me." Like, that's something I always wanted to get into, and with my boy doing it, you know what I mean. We can take this ride together. Okay, that weekend, well, that particular night, I've told this story a couple of times, but I'm not saying anything. But this is when he changed his name from Stacy to Nord. Like, that second week, they put him up behind Doodoo Brown, and he called me, like, "Hey man, they put up this dude named Doodoo. Hey man, he got a standing ovation. Then they put me up, man. Everybody look at me like I was crazy." And everybody knows that that's the worst thing to do to a new jack, is to put him up behind a veteran, especially as high energy as Doodoo had a crowd. Like, but that's when he changed his name from Stacy to Nord. He didn't want nobody to remember that he went up behind Doodoo. But he changed his name to Nord, and that weekend he brought Mike Epps to my house. And this was before Mike became famous. Mike was a new jack, and Mike had moved here from Indianapolis, and I met Mike that night, and we talked shit. Mike heard me talk shit for about 10 minutes. And he was like, hey man, you need to get on stage. I said, hey, pimp, that was something I always wanted to do. I said, but you not knowing me and you telling me that I can get on stage, hey man, that gave me all the courage I needed to get on stage. And it's all because of NARD. Like NARD introduced me to Mike, NARD introduced me to stand-up comedy. So for that, I am forever grateful. You know what I mean? Everybody know, like back when I was young, anytime I got a job, it's two people I'm gonna make sure that's gonna be there. That was my boy Chick and my boy NARD. You know what I mean? Like the last 9 to 5 we had was Everything's a Dollar Warehouse. And me and NARD used to go in there at 5 o'clock in the morning, messing with everybody, Joan and everything. You know what I mean? So we've been running around for a long ass time, man. I met him in 1987, my senior year of high school, 87, 88, at Open Campus High School. You know what I mean? And we was thick as thieves, man, for years before comedy. You know what I mean? And then once we met Bruce, hey man, that's the picture you see with me, Mike, and Bruce. That was the first group that was there the first time I hit the stage. I started comedy because of NARD. Mike Epps told me to get on stage. Bruce was the first one to give me the microphone, and the only person missing from that picture is T.K. Kirkland. T.K. Kirkland was the first one to tell me I was funny. All that in the first night I ever graced the stage. November 30th, 1993. I remember it like it was yesterday. NARD is one of the ones that helped us start the Bruce comedy train. Like, we were known as the 559 comedians. Me, NARD, Shorty, Tyler, you know what I mean? Then some other ones came along like Dirty South, Ernesto, Double D, The Keys, Big Rome. Like, we were known as the 559 comedians. We was known as the hard heads of comedy. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, Uptown wasn't ready for us. Not back then. You know what I mean? Because we was hard, man. Like, people don't realize how hard my stage show was before I got to traveling. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when NARD created Booty Doo, Mr. Raper Man. Like, I remember when all this shit happened, man. And I also remember the first time he started having health problems. And at the time, hey, Miss Odessa, I'm good. I'm good, man. But I remember the first time we went on the road together. You know what I mean? Like I say, man, I had been doing comedy about a month and a half, and me and NARD, we went down to Mobile, Alabama, Club 500 with Mike Epps. And like I say, man, no, he went up. I mean, we had been in the game about a month and a half, so you know, we really ain't got but about 5 minutes. You know what I mean? If that, you know what I mean? But we went up. He did his thing, and then, like I've talked about before, the only thing worse than getting booed, like I can't say I've never been booed, but the thing that's worse than getting booed is total silence. Like, my show was so hard, hey man, it was total silence in the room. You know what I mean? So that let me know that I had to learn how to smooth my show out, especially back then. Like, this 1993, man. They wasn't ready for street comedy then. You know what I mean? So, hey man, like, I got real history with this, man, and it really saddens me to see him in this predicament, man. You know what I mean? I remember another show we did. Y'all heard me talk about it. If y'all seen the interview with me and JJ, like, we went to Birmingham, Alabama one time, I'm talking. We had been doing coming a couple of months. You know what I mean? We go to Birmingham, Alabama, and it wasn't a crowd there. So the dude felt like he didn't have to pay us our money. But since he was talking to me, he trying to tell me, hey man, look here, like I'm gonna pay you, but the other cats, hey man, we'll just tell them you ain't getting no money. I was like, hell no, pimp. These players came down here with me. We gonna get our goddamn money. So I told him to let me go talk to them. It was me, Nard, and if I'm not mistaken, it might have been Gerard. I don't forget who the other comedian was. It might have been Gerard. I might be mistaken, but I went and told him, hey, man, this man trying to pay me. He's saying, fuck y'all. And everybody looking crazy. I'm like, no, pimp, I'm gonna get our money. You know what I mean? So don't worry about that. I'm gonna get our money. So I went back in there with the dude and I told him, pimp, you gonna have to pay all of us, man. You know what I mean? It's not our fault that the crowd ain't here. It's not our fault that you ain't promoted shit. You know what I mean? Our job is to be here. We here. We ready to perform. So we gonna get our money. And we did end up getting our money, and we jumped on 20 and brought our ass home. You know what I mean? The picture y'all see with me, Tyler, and Nard, and Bruce, and Wesley Snipes, man, that's the original Uptown. I'm talking about that's like 95, 96. That's the original Uptown. We also had one with Chris Tucker. I don't misplace that one, but hey man, I'm talking about when Chris Tucker was a new jack. Well, he had been on Def Jam, but when he really just getting his career started. Like, hey man. And then a lot of people wanted to know why me and Nard wasn't hanging together as much as we was back in the day, but the truth of the matter is he felt like I had did something that I did not do. He stopped talking to me. And I'm not saying nothing negative about Nard. This is just how we were. But he stopped talking to me until the first time I remember they was telling me that he was having some health problems. And I hadn't talked to Nard in about 10 years. And Double D used to call me all the time and tell me, hey man, you need to talk to your boy. You need to talk to your boy. Your boy going through a lot. You need to talk to your boy. And I was like, pimp, how is he my boy? I ain't talked to him in 10 years. You know what I mean? So how is he my boy? He was like, look, man, he don't really respect nobody but you and Bruce. You know what I mean? So I need you to talk to him. So what I did was I swallowed my pride. Nard is experiencing liver and kidney failure. Yeah. He don't. Just like me, I hate when y'all call me Tim. He hate when y'all call him Stacy. But it's nothing personal. It's just that's the name that the world knows by Black and Nard. So to me, that's my money name. You know what I mean? So if you tell somebody you met Tim English, they're gonna be like, who? But if you say Black, boy, they'll be like, oh yeah, the nigga from BET. But yeah, they say he's experiencing liver and kidney failure. They got a GoFundMe for him right now. It's on my page. Like I say, man, that was my dog. Like even Chloe know how tight me and Nard was. Like, hey man, that was my dog. But back to the story. I'm not gonna talk about what it was because it was real petty, but it kept us from talking for about 10 years. But when Double D kept telling me that I need to talk to him, I swallowed my pride and I called him. And when I called him, he picked up the phone. I said, hey, pimp, this Black boy. He was like, hold on, huh? I said, pimp, this Black. Oh yeah, I talked about when he worked at Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I talked about that, Shawty. Like he made sure we gonna get something to eat damn near every day when he got off work. He making sure we eat at South Cat Mall. Chick-fil-A and South Cat Mall back in the day. Like South Cat Mall used to be the shit, man. And Miss Tanya, yeah, she went to Southwest with Nard. You know what I mean? And Erica called me today. Me and Erica was talking. Like Erica asked me what was going on with him. So yeah, like I said, we stopped talking. It was some petty shit, man. It ain't worth bringing back up. But we did squash it. when people told me he was sick the first time, I swallowed my pride and called him. And I was like, hey, man, this black. And he was like, huh? I said, nigga, this black boy. I say, look, man, fuck comedy. Fuck whatever you pissed off about. Nigga, let's go all the way back to open campus. Nigga, I'm hearing all kind of shit about you, man. But you know me, pimp. I want to hear from the horse. What's going on with you? You know, man, he told me he was dealing with a lot with, you know, like if y'all know NARD, y'all know him and Franco was real tight. Him and Sco Bubble were real tight. And you know what I mean? When Franco died, it kind of hit him real hard. You know what I mean? So, and I told him, I'm like, look, pimp, I need you to get your career back. Because at the time I was on the road with Bruce and NARD was doing everything major in the city. You know what I mean? At Uptown. He's been hosting Uptown, man. Like today, we would have been in the game 29 years in November. He's been hosting Uptown, I know, for at least the last, 20, 22 years. You know what I mean? And he's had one of the hottest nights at Uptown. Recently. Yeah. And like Keisha say, man, he ain't been the same since Franco died. You know what I mean? And that's what I told him. I'm like, pimp, like it's a lot going on, man. And we have to be able to bounce back. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm always out there walking, out there telling y'all, come out there and walk with me. Like, pimp, we gotta, hey man, we've been some thoroughbreds for a long ass time, man. But it's time to start taking your health serious, your life serious. Stop taking people for granted. Stop taking life for granted. Hey man, like pimp, whatever. If you're scared to get out and do it by yourself, man, hit me. You know what I mean? I'll come walk with you, pimp. That's the easiest way to get started. Let's go walking. You know what I mean? You ain't got to come over here. Shit, tell me where you at. You know what I mean? I'll make it my business to come to you. You know what I mean? Just to try to get you healthier, man. You know what I mean? I can't promise you anything. But if you help me help you, I got you. You know what I mean? I'm going to take it upon myself. Like everybody always thought I was super hard and didn't care about shit, too nonchalant. Hey, man, I care about a whole lot of shit. You know what I mean? Men have feelings just like women have feelings. We're just taught to not show our feelings. But men have a lot of feelings, man. You know what I mean? So he cried to me at Franco. At Franco funeral home. He would cry to Dan on the phone, talking about the Franco day. Hey, Paul, yeah, hey man, like, and that's why I'm on a mission now, man, to give people their flowers while they here, man. Like a lot of times people need to hear that. Like it's a lot of people out here sad, man, because they think they might not mean shit to people that they care about. Okay, but if he means something to you, hey man, show them they love, man. Give them their flowers. Don't wait till the fucking funeral. The person that you say you care about, they don't get to hear it. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to give folks their flowers. Like today, I'm giving NARD his flowers, Bruce his flowers, Mike Ep his flowers. Like, hey man, we were thinking thieves back in the day, man, before the money got involved. You know what I mean? No, yeah, I can't wait till the funeral. Like when my best friend turned 50 years old 2 years ago, man, I made it my business to make sure his folks, his family and friends gave him his flowers. Like that's really my mission. Like anytime I'm doing a live, man, come on now. If you want to give somebody their flowers, come on there and give it to them. Don't be afraid, man. Don't be scared to tell people you love them. You know what I mean? Like that's what's wrong now. Everybody's so fucking hard. When you know you're not really that hard, man. You know what I mean? Once you fool yourself, you in trouble. You know what I mean? But hey, man, y'all pray for my boy. Donate. You know what I mean? I know you done laughed at NARD. You know what I mean? Like all the free goddamn shows you done went to at Uptown. Hey, man, Yeah, he did bounce back the first time. He just well, they called me Monday and told me, or Tuesday, and told me that he was in the hospital. And like I had been hearing about he was having some bad health, and actually I got concerned about him about 3 weeks ago, and I reached out to him and told him to call me when he got a minute. But I know I'm one of the ones that he would have never wanted me to know that he was feeling bad. You know what I mean? So I respect that. You know what I mean? And then, like I say, the shit that we fell out about was petty. We squashed it, and like I say, man, that's been my dog. And let me tell all y'all comedians something, man. All of y'all 559 alumni comedians, man. I still keep up with y'all. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, because see, once your liver and your kidneys fall short, you either got to get another one, or eventually it's gonna take its toll. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things people don't know about me, man. I read a lot. I keep up with how to try to keep my health together. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm in perfect health, but the little shit that I know I can do to make my health better, I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? And yes, Lord was an original member of that 559 crew. You know what I mean? So, hey man, our Tuesday night comedy show turned that shit into $1 million club. And I appreciate you, Miss Trust. You know what I mean? And like I say, man, I had said I was gonna start putting all my shit on my pages, but fuck all that, man. Don't none of that shit mean nothing to me. I just want to get y'all the information, man. You know what I mean? Yes, ma'am, Miss Keisha. That 559 was the truth. And like I say, man, my boy Danny Boy, your husband. Hey, man, my nigga too. Danny Boy been supporting us since 559. And like I say, man, I done seen Danny Boy them stand up when somebody talk that shit to Bruce. He like, hey, pimp, you're not finna fuck with him. And the nigga apologized to Bruce. So, hey, man, like I say, it's hard to meet genuine people now. You know what I mean? Everybody's self-centered, everybody's selfish as fuck. It's very hard to meet genuine people. You know what I mean? So when you do meet genuine people, man, keep them in your life. You know what I mean? Don't try to take advantage of them. Don't try to use them. Hey, man, genuine people are there to be a blessing, you know what I mean, to you. Yeah, and you know what I mean? Like I say, before I get off here, I'm going to give Bruce his flowers too. You know what I mean? So, like, matter of fact, I might as well go and start now. Like, hey, man, y'all make sure y'all support NARD. If I'm hoping he bounce back. You know what I mean? Pimp, if you wake up and they let me know, Pimp, I'm coming to see you. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, like, to me, we too young to be going through this shit, man. Like, these are supposed to be our glory years. You know what I mean? But as a comedian and as an entertainer, man, we eat on the road all the time. We eat all that fast food. We eat all that bullshit. We drink a lot of shit. We eat at the clubs late night, all that fried food. Like, sometimes you got to give your body a break, man. We're not 20. We're not 25 no more. You're not 30 no more. Your body change. You know what I mean? So, and you are responsible for what goes on with you when you get grown. You know what I mean? So, and then my thing is, if you're a parent, hey man, you got to know how to teach your child not to go through a lot of the same shit that you go through. Every generation is supposed to get better. You know what I mean? So, hey man, and hey man, yeah, like lately, hey man, a lot of comedians are falling off, man. Like, rest in peace, Marcus Combs. You know what I mean? He's out of Chicago, but he was here in Atlanta for a long time. He made a lot of noise in Chicago and Atlanta. You know what I mean? Big Rome, Tyler. Like, hey man. And see, that's why I started my podcast to Let the people that are not big celebrities tell their story, because we all have one. We all done went through a whole lot of shit, you know what I mean, behind the scenes. And our job is always to make y'all laugh. You know what I mean? No matter what we going through. You know what I mean? And then, like, for me, Bruce groomed me. Oh yeah, Popeye used to be our favorite hangout, hot down Highway 85. You know what I mean? So, and see, Bruce groomed me. Like when I first started comedy, what's happening, Mark? When I first started comedy, Bruce taught me how to deal with people. Like I was not used to people walking up on me, you know what I mean, all that shit, man. Bruce taught me how to deal with people, man. Bruce taught me how to be professional. Me and Bruce was on the road for eight years. And Bruce taught me, we was known as two of the most professional motherfuckers in the game. You know what I mean? Because he had it where we was always on time. I don't give a damn what time we go to sleep. If we got to do radio at 4 in the morning, we up 3:30, 3:15. We wait on the driver to come get us to go to the radio station. You know what I mean? And I appreciate it, man. Appreciate that, Amanda. Like he really taught me, you know what I mean, how to deal with a lot of shit. And everybody that know me know I'm not the easiest motherfucker to get along with. You know what I mean? So to deal with me, hey man, because I've always been a rebel. Whenever I don't feel like something right, I don't give a damn what the consequences are. If I don't feel like it's right, I'm not fucking with it. You know what I mean? And that's hard to deal with. You know what I mean? So he taught me how to deal with shit, how to be professional, how to always take the game serious, man. Always work on your craft. You know what I mean? So for that, I owe him a hell of a lot. You know what I mean? I owe him a hell of a lot. You know what I mean? So, and I don't talk to Bruce as much as I should no more. But it's nothing that we had beef about. But you know, people do grow apart. You know what I mean? But that's still my dog. He's always been a big brother to me. You know what I mean? So I don't give a damn how long it go before I talk to you, pimp. If we ever had history, nigga, I still love you like I did when we was going through our history. Like my love for people don't change, man. You know what I mean? I know people grow apart, people stop liking each other. Like that ain't me. Like if I got some history with you, pimp, I still got love with you because I have that history with you. And if you ever need me, hey man, I'm right there. You know what I mean? So hey man, we got to start doing better and treating people better. You know what I mean? Like a lot of shit we bring on ourselves because we don't think about how we're treating people. You know what I mean? So, and I love you too, Miss Funnel. You know that. Like, even though I'm not active or whatever you want to say in the comedy game, hey man, I keep up with what goes on. You know what I mean? Like I still love comedy. I still love performing. Like for me, I got tired of the business aspect. Like I stopped having fun. You know what I mean? Because it became more business than having fun. Like we had so much fun growing up before the money became involved. Like me, Matt Boosie, Tyler, Gerard, Smokey D's, Sherman Golden, Chocolate, Small Fry. Like I can go on and on, man. Like we built the foundation of Atlanta comedy. For the people that y'all see as stars now, that's why they want to move they come into Atlanta because of the foundation we set. You know what I mean? So, hey man, like, hey man, this is a sad ass day for me, man. But like I say, man, Bruce did so much for me, and see, I want to get him on here so I can interview him. So, you know what I mean? We can talk about some of the shit we did. Like I had 8 years on the road with Bruce. You know what I mean? And that was unheard of back then. You know what I mean? Like most people, you go on the road with a comedian, man, first of all, if you get too funny, they ain't fucking with You know what I mean? But then if you go on the road with a comedian, it's usually about a year, maybe a year and a half, if you're lucky. I had 8 years with this man. You know what I mean? We was together damn near every day for about 17, 18 years. But we traveled together 8 years straight. You know what I mean? Which is unheard of. So for that, hey man, I owe that man a hell of a lot. You know what I mean? And I'm not too big to give props when they're due. And I'm here to make sure they get their flowers, man. Because you never know when your time gonna goddamn come and when their time gonna come. So I'm challenging everybody, man. If you got somebody that's ever meant anything to you, call them, get them their flowers, man. You know what I mean? Let them hear it from you. And then, like I say, a lot of times that's what some people need to keep on going, man. Because right now it's hard as fuck for a whole lot of people. Like I know y'all see this shit on social media, like everybody is rich and everybody living well and everybody is on top of the world. That's a fucking lie. You know what I mean? A lot of people going through a whole lot of shit. You know what I mean? If they don't want to tell you, I goddamn tell you. There's a whole lot of folk going through a whole lot of shit, me included. I'm not no more special than nobody else out here. You know what I mean? We all go through a lot, but you have to find it in yourself a way to deal with this shit, man. Because times are getting harder. They're not getting easier. And then like I keep trying to get people to understand, yeah, you never know what somebody going through. Like that's why a lot of people losing it. You know what I mean? Because people are stressed the fuck out. Prices are at an all-time high. Rent, gas, food, like that shit is at an all-time high, but your goddamn check didn't go up none. So it's stressing a whole lot of people out, man. So, and like I tell people, you're not, the world is not designed for you to make it out here by yourself. I don't give a damn what you got, how strong you think you are, none of that shit, man. The world ain't designed for you to make it out here by yourself. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna give Mike Epps his props too, because he was the first one to tell me to get my ass on stage damn near 29 years ago. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, Mike, I'm proud of you. I know I ain't talked to you in a minute, but, hey, pimp, I'm very proud of you. I love what you're doing, and you've been doing it for a long-ass time, pimp. Bruce, my nigga, you always been my big brother. Hey, man, keep doing your thing. I'm very proud of you. I keep an eye on y'all. You know what I mean? I'm not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Everybody said they want to see me back on stage. Okay, if you want to see me back on stage, show me the love before I get back on stage. Like, hey, man, it's all about the followers now. So if you show me, if y'all come on my pages and do that, you know what I mean? Follow my pages, man. I'm not asking for no money. Follow my pages. You know what I mean? And that'll show me that y'all really want to see me out there. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Upshaws is awesome. You know what I mean? And Miss Shari, hey, but I'm sad, but I can hold my composure. But you know, a lot of shit, man. I take my people personally. You know what I mean? I really do. You know what I mean? Like I say, everybody always thought I was so hard and all that shit, which on certain shit I am. But I take all my people personally, and I don't take none of them for granted. So yeah, this hit me a little harder than you know, everybody else, because like I say, man, I got 38 years with this man. 30, let me see, 35, 30. Hey man, I don't lost count. But I met him in 1987 when I went to open campus. So that's how long we've been boys. And C-Dog, you know I love you too, Pimp. You know what I mean? And like I told you a couple of months ago, like I started really understanding that we getting older at Tyler funeral, man. When I looked at everybody and I see people with gray beards and shit like that, I'm like, hold on, man. It has been 20 to 25 years since we started, man. Like, hey, man, where the fuck them years go? You know what I mean? So any comedian out here, especially, but any comedian especially, man, if you need to get healthier, hey man, come walk with me. Let me know where you at. I'll come to you. You know what I mean? We'll find somewhere in the middle or something. And hey, Pimp, let's just walk and talk, man. Let's do what we do best. Talk shit. You know what I mean? Like, I got a couple of things I'm working on with other comedians, you know what I mean? Just to get our energy back right, man, and get people to laughing more. Like, hey man, we all need it. I'm saying this is fucking with me. He's working with every. Yeah, man. No, I've been around a long ass time, Pimp. like I say, it'll be 29 years for us, goddamn, in November. He started 2 weeks before I did. I started November 30th, 1993, the Comedy Act Theater on the corner of 8th and P Street. You know what I mean? You got to be a real old Atlanta head to know about the Comedy Act. You know what I mean? This was before 559. Like, hey, man, we've been grinding around these Atlanta streets for a long ass time, man. The BW3s, the 321s, the Sunset, the Sandcastle, the Shooters. Like, man, we done did comedy every fucking well. And I love you too, Miss Tanya. Like, it's certain people that's been in my corner since high school. Well, hell, since elementary, man. I got some 45, 46-year friendship. Yes, sir. Eric know it very well too. Like, hey man, out of all the shows y'all done seen that man perform for free, man, take $10 off one of them times and go donate to his GoFundMe, man. You know what I mean? Like, hey man. But hey man, I got to get my day started. Hey man, I love each and every one of you. I appreciate all the support. For those that are supporting me doing my walking, hey man, I get a lot of love behind the scenes, and I appreciate that. But I'm here for everybody, man. So whatever you done heard about me, fuck all that. I'm here for you. You know what I mean? And hey man, I ain't gonna never change. I don't see no reason to change. Hey, Miss Lanisha. Hey, that's Bruce. That's one of Bruce's cousins. Hey, man, they'll tell you. Hey, I always had Bruce back. They knew when Bruce was with me, they didn't have shit to worry about. You know what I mean? And that was always my goal. Like, I'm gonna tell you how much shit we deal with in comedy. Like, my baby mama passed 4 minutes before I had to go get on stage in Houston, Texas, and my daughter called me, and I appreciate that, Miss Shire. Yes, sir. I can't stop, baby. Especially when shit like this happen. You know what I mean? Hey man, so I had to pull it together. I couldn't even talk to my daughter at the time because our job is always to make y'all laugh. But I had like 4 minutes before I had to go out and perform. And I will honestly say that was one of the best shows I ever had. You know what I mean? And I don't know what it is about tragedy that and I appreciate the phone call, Miss Erica, this morning. Like, hey man, it's always a pleasure to talk to y'all, man. And you know how tight we was at that camp, Shawty. You know me, you know it, Tanya. Hey, you know, hey man. Hey man, that's why I keep all these pictures and memories and videos, man. Like, certain shit you'll never get again. So you have to catch that moment while it's there. You know what I mean? But like I say, man, my baby mama died. I had like 4 minutes to get on stage when I did my thing. And I remember one time one of Bruce's cousins went in the hospital, and we was, I don't forget where we was. And I told his people, I was like, look here. And this, like, it took a whole lot of guts out of me because I don't think this ever been done before. But I told his people, I was like, look here, I got him. I'm gonna make sure he's straight. I say, but every time y'all call him and tell him that his cousin, I think he had a heart attack or something, I'm like, it's breaking him down, and he gotta perform. You know what I mean? So just hold off till he come off stage, and let him do his job. And hey man, I know his people look, they were like, hey, goddamn, how you gonna tell us not to tell? Hey, but it was the best thing at the time. And it, like I say, it was always my business to make sure that man was all right. You know what I mean? And I knew what he needed, and I'm there with him, watching him break down every time they call him. So I just asked them to, hey man, just get him about an hour, and I'll make sure he call y'all and make sure he's straight. And anytime he went through something, even when his mama passed, I was right there. You know what I mean? And I think I caught him off guard when I was right there when his mama passed. And like I told him, Pimp, you down here by yourself, man. Your kids in North Carolina. You know what I mean? So I think I was, if I wasn't the first one he called when his mama passed, I was probably the second or third. You know what I mean? And it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Shit, I jumped up. I ran to the hospital. Like, Pimp, that's my dog. Like, I'm always there for my folks. I don't give a fuck what the situation is. If you ain't got nobody else in your corner, you can always count on me. You know what I mean? I always made it my business to make sure I'm there for everybody, and I won't change. You know what I mean? So, hey man, I'm not gonna preach all day. I'm not trying to sadden you all day. I want y'all to have a prosperous day, blessed day, a happy day, and man, anything coming out of me, man, it's all about living life and appreciating life. And I appreciate you too, Miss Lanisha. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, don't forget, man, donate to my boy. Go find me, NARD HOLSTON, Stacy HOLSTON, or however you know him. And if you care anything about me, man, you ever thought I was funny or whatever, hey, man, go fuck me. Go donate to his GoFundMe, man, to make sure he good, to make sure he get the help he need. You know what I mean? And hey man, I wish everybody the best. Have a best happy day. And hey Mark, I really hate them goddamn big trucks because people don't know how to drive no goddamn boat. And I know you can't stop them big trucks on the dime. And look, man, matter of fact, let me give you your props, Phil. You the baddest goddamn semi truck, a bus driver I ever goddamn seen. I don't seen this man go between some buildings that might have been, he had 6 inches on each side, and he, Miss Crystal, it's on my page. Go, it's about 2 posts down. It should be on my page. But if not, I'll post it again. But Mark, hey man, I seen that man stand up and handle a big ass bus. I'm talking about stand up driving and whip that bus up in that motherfucker. And like I say, he had about 6 inches on both sides. And hey man, we went down through that motherfucker, probably doing 55, 60 miles an hour. I'm like, how the hell he handled this shit? Hey, he didn't swerve or nothing, man. So, hey man, like I say, you the baddest motherfucker I know driving that bus. You know what I mean? So, hey, Pimp, if I can help you by, I'm thinking about getting into tow trucks and shit like that. So if I can help you, hey, Pimp, I'll take it upon myself to goddamn go get my CDL just so I can help you, Pimp. Like, hey man, I know we don't had our times, but Pimp, you know you always been my boy. You know what I mean? So, like, I like people to be who they are. As long as you true to who you are. Hey man, and that's right. That's why it's important we stay in our life. Hey man, and like I say, you the baddest nigga I know handling that shit. So my hats off to you too, man. But hey man, when you meet genuine people, hey, respect the fact that you met somebody genuine and look out for them. But hey man, I'm not gonna preach y'all day. I'm gonna let y'all go on to getting y'all day started and having a blessed, wonderful day, man. Smile more, laugh more, eat right, walk, and drink water, man. That's from me to you. If you need help getting started, let me know. I'm coming. Hey man, y'all be easy.